Update. This is the Master of Unlocking podcast.
Is that how we're starting?
That's how we're starting today.
Okay.
Update. Frisco Burger, not the Frisco Star.
Yeah.
So-
Unfortunately, we could not get the Frisco Star.
Yeah, only a Carl's Jr. thing. Weird. Anyway, well, because we figured out that Caleb had not had the Frisco Burger before.
No, I have.
Oh, you
I
have?
have plenty of times.
Well, then why do we eat this thing?
I don't know. I like it.
I do like it. I don't know. Did you end up getting it?
No, I had a fail. I had a Frisco fail.
Oh, wait, what happened?
Okay.
My DoorDash order got canceled the other
Oh.
night because they apparently DoorDash stopped working.
Oh.
It was a DoorDash thing, not
it was
a Hardee's
thing. It's my understanding because then all of a sudden I couldn't log into DoorDash anymore, and it was just like DoorDash stopped working. And so I don't know what happened to my order, but I was refunded, and then at 11:30 on Friday night, I got all of my password
Reset emails or something?
Yeah, my authentication passwords or my codes. Because I tried to log in, couldn't do it. It said I needed a new password, set up my new password. My 2FA stuff wouldn't work. Yeah.
Man, if DoorDash goes down for a night, that's some big money lost.
It was Friday night, between 7:30 and 9.
Well, I went to Hardee's Friday night at around 7:30 and sat in the drive-thru for 3 minutes. Nobody was there. Went and knocked on the door.
It's awesome
Nobody
that you
was
knocked
there.
on the door.
The lights were on. Nobody was home. So that same night, maybe that was part of it. But if you got all the other DoorDash issues, then that's another weird thing.
I don't know. Could be both. But
Maybe the
did
fact that
not show
nobody
up.
showed up at Hardee's caused DoorDash to go down.
Probably.
That would make a lot of sense. That would make more sense than it all. But yeah, I had that today. I went and picked it up. I don't DoorDash. It's not my thing. I don't know. I always go and pick it up.
Yeah.
I don't trust some guy dropping stuff off at my house. I think he's gonna eat my fries.
Yeah, and I mean, if you go and pick it up, it's fresh.
It's fresh,
right
and I get to
there.
eat the
Yep.
fries on the way home.
Yep.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Because I got the curly fries.
Oh,
Because the
of
regular
course.
fries are trash. I mean,
Why,
Hardee's
yeah, why
is
would
pretty
you get anything but curly
good. No.
fries?
Yeah. So, what did you think of the Frisco Burger?
I mean, that's a solid burger.
That's a solid
I mean,
burger.
7.
Yeah, it's a 7 probably for me too. They lathered that thing up with mayo again today. Oh, I don't know what it is about Hardee's mayo and
Because they just use a whole jar of it on every burger.
they use that white cheese too.
Yeah.
I don't know why that white cheese is good. They had that on that prime rib biscuit a while back. Man, I need to order that thing again. It's been a while.
So, rating from you?
I give it an 8.
Okay.
Yeah, but as usual, as the I've now had the Jimmy John's wrap 3 times since the last podcast. I have a problem.
Yeah, you do. That thing's okay.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I don't know why. It's just been like I get cravings for it. I'm like, man, I gotta get those croutons. And that.
That's the thing is I think if I would have had it as many times as you have, I would crave it. I mean, I know it's amazing, but I've only had it the one time.
But you know what the sad story is that for lunch every day, I pretty much have a Caesar salad every day for lunch. So I think I just have some, there's something in my body that just craves that Caesar deliciousness. I'm pretty sure my pee is just straight Caesar dressing.
Maybe you should try Little Caesars next time.
Is this a foreshadowing? Of,
No.
Oh,
I do have a suggestion for next
oh, you
week.
do? Okay,
Yeah.
good. I was just looking through Chew Boom to see.
Have
if
you
there-
guys seen the Little Caesars commercials where Big Pizza is upset with Little Caesars because of the amount of pepperoni they're putting on their pizza?
Oh yeah, I've seen
The
that.
guy throws his hairpiece out the window. Big Pizza can't hang. Little Caesar, no! It's an impossible amount of pepperoni on their pizza.
It's just sadly just not that good a pizza to begin with. Doesn't matter how much pepperoni you put on there, it's still just gonna be okay.
You gotta go to Domino's. You gotta.
I'll
So-
even take the hut over that.
We have
Sure.
we have 2 weeks before we're reconvening, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. So I do have a suggestion. It's not available as of today, but it says
Oh.
early September, so I'm sure it'll be
Okay.
fine before the next one.
Okay.
Let me just read the press release to you guys.
Oh, there's a
Ready?
press release.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm excited.
This is from Wendy's.
Okay. I already
The
don't know
PR
what this is. I
department
feel
at
good.
Wendy's.
Dave Thomas from the grave,
Yes.
quote unquote. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Representing the third addition to the brand's Made to Crave lineup this year.
I didn't know there was a
The
made to crave.
Big Bacon Cheddar Cheeseburger features the brand's fresh, never frozen beef patty topped with applewood smoked bacon, a custom bacon sauce with a hint of sweetness, crispy onions, American cheese, and a creamy, tangy cheddar cheese spread, all sandwiched between a first of its kind toasted cheddar bun.
Yeah, I'm in on this.
Easy.
Yeah, at first I was sitting here going, how is this
so-
going to be different than a Baconator? And it was.
This is actually a twofer though,
Oh,
because
okay.
Wendy's has also changed their fries,
What?
much for the better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you've had these new fries.
I have. Yeah,
okay.
I got a 4 for the other day, and that's also an early September rollout. But we must be in the test.
Oh, are we in the
market for
test
that.
rings for the...
Yeah.
Mm.
Because they are definitely way better. They are much more crispy. They don't get soggy in your car on the way home like the other ones
That's
did.
why you just got to eat them in the car on the way
Yeah,
home. That's-
yeah. But so I would recommend the fries as well. In addition to this, but if you don't,
Okay.
I think the challenge should be the burger, but the fries might be.
But
a
you should
bonus.
give the
Yeah.
fries a shot,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. I mean, I kind of always do anyway. I really even thought about today. I was like, do I really need fries with this burger? Yeah. I mean, why
you
not?
might as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you might as well. If you're going to do it, just do it big.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up because otherwise my other idea was something from Taco John's, and that was just
Oh, God.
we all know how far it's just not worth it. But
Yeah.
they've got all kinds of new weird stuff at Taco John's, but we don't need to try that. We'll try the Wendy's thing.
Yeah. Maybe if we're desperate in 2 weeks or something,
Mhm.
we'll go back to
Taco Bell's got
John's.
some new breakfast thing back too. I think it's back, not new. Some loaded grillers or something for.
I saw the commercial for those.
So that could also be a possibility in the next few weeks or so. But,
Okay.
Okay. I hope that's back.
Yeah.
In time. If it's not, we'll have to call an audible. But all right, I think that sounds good. All right. Moving on. All right, we have 12 minutes to talk. Let's go. Timer
Okay.
now.
12 minutes.
12 minutes.
The
Go.
video game.
The video game. Yes.
Where are you two currently with 12 minutes, the video game?
The Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, I'm complete.
You complete?
Mm.
Same?
I'm close.
Okay.
Okay. Where are
I
you?
feel like I'm right there.
like what is the last?
Are we spoiler casting here?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess at least like
I put the cop on the ground.
Okay, so you've done that.
I tied him up,
Okay.
stabbed him.
Okay.
He gets up, and so then the next time around, I was like, I'm just gonna stab this guy. So I stabbed him, and that kept him still. And so I'm right there, but then I played something else. Maybe I'm not right there.
You're not right there.
No.
Oh, really?
You're not.
Oh, okay. All right, that's cool.
No, because some of the next stuff is. Well, I guess if you've at least got that far, I feel like some of the rest of the stuff is more conversational.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't take as long. Where it's the.
Okay.
Or maybe I just got lucky and fell down the right path, because
I had to go through the same super long conversation at least 4 or 5 times before I saw the ending.
yeah,
And it was painful.
yeah. The fast forward needs to be.
It doesn't work.
It's just not that fast forward. That's kind of rough.
I think, okay, so that's, as a person who plays a lot of adventure / visual novel games, I think that was my biggest frustration with this game, was that they have literally 40 years of knowledge to work with here about how to circumvent the problems behind adventure games and visual novels, and they didn't. They didn't do any of it.
Yeah, because there were so many conversations that you've had over and
Yeah.
over and over, and they just didn't. Yeah, they definitely wasn't. There wasn't a good fast forward at all. It's just to get you to the next.
The thing I kept thinking about was the game 999, which is one of my favorite games
Okay,
of
I
all
don't know
time. This came out on the Nintendo DS.
All right.
That's how old this is. And it has a lot of repeating dialogue. But every time you do that, you hit one button and it fast forwards like rapidly. And then as soon as you get to something that you've not seen before, it unpauses. You go through the dialogue and then it speeds up again. This game could have really used that.
Yeah, It really could have.
It could have really used I screwed up. Let me rewind 30 seconds. I did that wrong instead of having to do the whole loop over again.
I've definitely walked out of the apartment door just to get myself out of that loop because I was like, well, I don't think I've completely botched this. Like,
but if it's like
walk out the front door
5 steps into the process where you do that, it's like I gotta wait for all of that to happen.
And you got to do it all over again, and it's like, ugh.
And I think the other thing it could have used is some sort of hint system. Maybe not explicitly telling you what to do, but like, hey, maybe try something like this, because there were a couple of times where I was hard stuck. I had to look up what to do. And I was thinking of like, you know how like you can get the cell phone, you can call the police. Like, what if the police gave you like some sort of like small hint when you called them? You know, just like, hey, have you tried this? You know, or just anything to to help with that. It was just, to me, it was very frustrating playing this game because I felt like there were a lot of lessons they could have learned and they didn't even try. They made a game that is like an 80s adventure game. Like, I don't know. It seemed very lazy to me.
Yeah. I agree. I say like I don't want to get into any spoilers of like the ending at all by any means, so I'm not even going to say whether I liked it or not at this point. But yeah, that we'll kind of save that until Jason's done with it.
I mean, I'm not going to say what it was or anything, but I will also say that the ending did nothing for me. I thought it was really, really dumb, but I won't say why.
I'll reserve my till the next time. But it definitely could use a little bit of hand holding here and there would be nice, and even maybe just something of like they're within those conversation trees and how they highlighted them and sometimes didn't highlight them. That didn't always work,
right?
Like it didn't always make sense.
Yep.
Like it'd say like some of them would be grayed out, like, oh yeah, like now you want to have dessert. Like that was grayed out. Oh, great, thanks. Like, but then the other one was always highlighted. But no matter what I did, I went through every path of it, and they always stayed highlighted. I was like, I don't get what I'm missing here, unless it might have been because I needed to use it later, but not in that specific loop, because it's like you had to break each loop somehow. That was the piece. That's the part of it, is trying to figure out how to break that loop.
Yeah. Jason, you're staying silent, which makes me think that you disagree and you're trying to figure out how to respond.
We've also probably, I mean, in all reality, we've at least put in another 2 to 3 hours here from where you're at.
Yeah, so I'm like halfway?
Probably,
yeah, because I would say there. I probably spent 5 to 6 hours on this.
It also depends on how quickly you pick up on stuff too.
Because to where I am at, it must be that because I feel like I can streamline where I'm at pretty well. And there's even a wait option for where I'm at. So I can pretty much instantaneously get where, at least wise with my approach, I can get to that part where he's on the floor in the bedroom.
Yeah. Yeah. There's that. I do know what you're talking about there. I must have gotten lucky, I think, maybe because if you're thinking there's a lot of time from where he's at, I feel like I was maybe 30 to 45 minutes after that.
Okay.
So maybe I just got lucky. I think there is a little bit of dumb luck in this game.
Yeah.
A very good amount of it. Like if you just happen to think of the right thing or go down the right path, because there definitely is.
Well, and there is also some of the stuff, Caleb, you're talking about. Like I mean, they do tell you about the light switch explicitly.
Oh no, we're talking about some other conversation trees, I think.
But I'm just saying, I think that they do give you hints.
They do, but for an example, a very early example. So you're trying to convince your wife that you're in a time loop, right? And you have to present her with 2 pieces of evidence for that. The first one's really easy because you can. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I skipped that.
How did you skip?
Okay, then you haven't done that loop yet, so I actually won't say what to do there because
That's
you don't
that's
have
big
to
for
have.
another part of the loop.
Yeah,
then.
so
geez,
you can
yeah.
So
always
maybe I don't have a piece of information for later on.
yes,
Yeah,
That's interesting.
because I think I think there's multiple ways to solve the loops sometimes. Because you can go about things in some different orders and stuff.
I can go to the spot that I'm at. I can go literally without talking. No conversations.
Really?
The path that I use to get him on the ground, I don't talk to her at all.
yeah. For that particular one, I think you're probably
Yeah,
right.
I guess I don't do that. I didn't do that either. I
can get him on the ground without talking to
I
her.
spent more time, I think, in the loop after this.
Well, it depends on what order you do stuff in
Maybe
too.
it
So
was
that's
the one before this.
it took me a very long. I had to look up how to convince the wife that I was in a time loop.
Oh, okay.
Because there was one thing I was doing out of order. I was doing all the right things. I was just doing them out of order.
Oh, I know what you mean because I did it out of order the next time, and I was like, why is it such a big deal that I do that in order? But it was a big deal that I did it in the right order.
Yep.
I don't know why, but I had to do it in that order.
Yeah, it'll be. We'll have to probably come back to this once you've finished it. But there was. I think there are some really interesting puzzles in there, and some ways that you reveal information that are really unique. But I think there's also a lot of stuff in there that it's just like, man, I wish you would give me something to work, some accessibility stuff to work with here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some quality of life would go a long way in that game.
I've played it, and I don't know if I'm about halfway. I've only played it for about an hour.
Yeah, that's about right.
Okay.
Depending on how quickly you stumble on stuff.
Yeah, because
because I haven't gone down that tree with her at all.
If you didn't have to,
I don't have to.
Yeah, I guess if depending on where you are, I wonder if you. Gosh,
It
I
could
wonder
just
if
be
you've gotten
that
the
I've
right information yet. Then, because I feel like the next line of this, I don't know how you get past that without some of this stuff. That's
We'll
where
just
I'm
have to
like,
talk about it later.
huh? Like now I'm confused.
Because the thing that I'm yet to tackle, or the next idea that I have, well, I don't care. I go in, I hide, I don't talk to her. She's in the room. He comes in, the light's off. He fries himself, and then the last thing that I did was I need to grab the phone, and I was going to ask his daughter to call or have her intervene in that conversation. But that's where I'm at. But I can literally get there in like 2 minutes.
Yeah. For that one, that particular one, yes, you can.
That loop, yeah.
Okay.
It is. It's later. There's a very late game thing where you literally listen to the same conversation that takes a good 3-4 minutes.
Oh yeah.
And then the last line of dialogue changes.
Oh.
And then you do something slightly different, and you listen to that whole conversation again, and the last line changes.
There's a point in time where things just repeat for a while. But if you haven't
maybe
done
I'll
that
reach
first part of it,
that level of frustration. We'll see.
Yeah,
I'm actually going to be more like surprised if you make it to the end without having to prove that you're in a time loop. Because
I think you're going to have to at some point because the dialogue options just won't show up for you if you don't do that. I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. But
like you'll have some of them, but you won't have some of the stuff you'll need to progress.
That's interesting.
Because you can do everything out of order, and
one of the things that you have to use to prove the time loop is one of the biggest pieces of evidence.
Yeah. We'll talk about this later. It's just so hard to talk about right now.
It's very hard to talk around this. Like weird. Like I'm more just baffled that you've gotten that far without having to prove the time loop. And how this is is it breaking the game, or is the game are you allowed to do loop 5 before loop 2?
Yeah.
Or whatever it is.
But you might not be able to progress loop 5 without doing loop 2.
Loop 2. You have to do all whatever 10 loops there are. It just doesn't matter what order you do them in.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay.
Interesting. All right. Well, that was 12 minutes of 12 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know if we actually were 12 minutes.
Sure.
but
That'd
I'm
be
sure
awesome if it was.
we'll just
Timestamp it.
We'll timestamp it later. But anybody else play anything new recently?
I played a bunch of Psychonauts too.
Oh yeah,
Do tell.
I'm not a Psychonauts guy, so I don't even know much about Psychonauts to begin with.
That game, you guys didn't either play Psychonauts
No.
1, but it is absolutely made for fans of Psychonauts 1.
Okay,
It's a lot like that game, but in a modern, good way. Like they really did a good job of updating everything to be playable now. I thought at first when I started playing, I was like, okay, I think I'm in the loop of this. I think I understand. You go into one person's brain, you do a linear level, then you come back out, something else changes, blah, 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 blah. But then just now, like the last time I played, it was like, hey, somebody showed up outside. You should go check out who it is. And it opened up this whole outdoor area and then another whole outdoor area of just this huge open world with stuff everywhere. There are a ton of collectibles. It's crazy how much game there is here, and I'm really enjoying it.
What if you had to compare it to any other game? Like, what would you compare Psychonauts to? Like, does it have like any? I just don't, because I don't know anything about it. I don't know.
I don't know if I can. I guess it's a little bit like, the combat's way different, but a little bit like Ratchet and Clank, in the way it's structured,
Okay.
and the humor and all that, and the characters. The combat is a lot of, the action is a lot of like platforming. And then you have psychic powers, like you can pick up stuff and throw it at people, and
So psyops.
yeah,
No, Jason's
With
in.
my mind.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But it's a lot of like puzzle solving, platforming, very story driven. There's a lot of cutscenes,
Okay.
but they're good.
Did you play the first Psychonauts?
That was my question
You
for
probably
you.
wouldn't need to play the first one. You would miss out on who the characters all are, but I think they do a pretty good job of giving you context clues as to, okay, this person must be blah, blah,
Been
blah.
what, like 15 some years since the
Yeah.
first one?
Yeah. And there was
Easily,
also a PSVR game that came out a couple years ago, and that is part of the story. It's a very important part of the story, actually. But there's an intro cutscene that recaps all of that. The only thing I think you'd miss is like, a character comes up and you're like, if you've played the old ones like me, I'm like, oh, it's this person, let's see what they're up to. And if it was a new player, you'd be like, I don't know who this is,
It's just
but
some new character
you
there,
kind of
so, yeah.
figure it out as you,
Okay.
yeah.
It's funny you say figure it out. I'm curious. So this is this game was originally this was originally
I know.
a fig
Logan.
thing.
I understand.
Okay. All right. I just wonder how how does that work after they got bought by Microsoft, and then like people were supposed to have a share of this game, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
There's T's and C's when you donate to that stuff that we owe you nothing.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure.
that's the answer to
Yeah,
that
I'm
question.
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know what.
I know that Fig backers got their copies of the game. I did see that.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Further than that, I don't know.
It's just interesting. Like, it's a Game Pass game too, so it's just weird.
Yeah.
I thought that's what this was, but yeah, I couldn't remember.
Yeah, I
what
would
it was.
I would recommend you guys check this out if you have it's on Game Pass, so no
Yeah,
risk.
I mean it's Game Pass. You have no reason not to check it out.
I installed it. And then I installed Psychonauts 1.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, what am I doing?
Yeah, I don't.
And then I just stopped.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I played 12 minutes. But
That's
I have Psychonauts 1 and 2 on my system right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Am I going to play Psychonauts 1?
No.
Just no.
Just
okay. All right.
I mean, it's
an
a
old
great game. I love that game, but
Mhm.
like, is it really going to hold up? I really doubt it.
Yeah, I just felt this like pull to play the first one for some reason, especially when I saw that this one was pretty well thought of.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't have 12 to 15 hours to play Psychonauts.
Right.
So, but I do want to check out too. I installed it, but I just haven't played it yet.
Go. All right.
Anything else new, Caleb?
I did boot up that the Ghost of Tsushima DLC.
Did you
Oh,
now? Okay.
Iki Island. So I went to the spot on the map where you go to the island, and there was a battle with like 5 guys there, and I have no idea how to play that game anymore. So I died like 6 times in a row just trying to do this simple battle with like 4 dudes.
There you go.
Do you have all your upgrades?
Yeah, it's my
Wow.
completed save.
Oh my.
Like,
Jeez.
I was like, I have no idea to play this
What
game.
button? Slash.
So I think I need to go back in fresh and relearn some of that stuff before I try to jump into the DLC. That's as far as I
like
got.
that
I
game a
played it
lot.
for like 10 minutes, but I will definitely go back and check out that.
Are you
content.
playing the fully upgraded PS5 version?
Yeah,
How's it look?
incredible.
Yeah. If it looked that way on a PS4 Pro, then it's got to look
Yep.
absolutely
That was what?
incredible.
Is that
on
a
a
$10
PS5.
upgrade for you then?
$10 for the upgrade, $20 for the DLC.
So 30 altogether?
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll get the most out of that. How many hours is the DLC?
I don't know
idea?
actually. I think,
Knowing that game, it'll probably be 150 hours.
I know, right? I think if you mainline it, it's like 4 or 5 hours, but there's more content
Oh,
within
sure.
that. Yeah.
I mean, then you'll roam around and do your thing, I'm sure.
Yeah. If it's just another island of that game, I'm all for it, right?
Yeah, the game's so good. Man.
Yeah.
It's unique in that space. I have fond thoughts of that game, especially this year, where it's like, these games are good, but are they great?
Right.
Yeah, it's been a interesting year so far. That's for sure. Play anything else new?
Not me.
Jason, anything new?
I tried Splitgate with you.
Oh yeah, you did try Splitgate with me. That's right.
Splitgate is Halo with portals.
Portals.
Mhm.
Yeah. Maybe not as good as Halo, but it feels like Halo.
It scratches that itch.
Their weapons are definitely inspired by Halo.
The armor looks like Halo. The movement's like Halo. Even the maps kind of look like Halo.
Yeah.
Now, if Halo Infinite comes out and has portals in it,
Yeah, watch Halo Infinite's gonna be like infinite portals. Like, that would be hilarious. But I
that
don't
game's
know.
fine.
Yeah, I've played a little bit more of that as well. After Gamescom, they redid a couple things. I think they're on version 5 now, which, I mean, even it's weird because they're still in beta, but yeah, they're on a 5.0 release. I don't know how that exactly works, but they did do a couple new things. Which the worst thing though was it was to get into ranked matches. It was get to level 10. I got to level 10. Now they changed it to level 15.
Ah.
So I played a ranked match. I think I played one ranked match, and then they moved it to level 15.
well, did you win your ranked match?
I don't even remember.
Oh, I was gonna say if you just won it, then you could just retire.
I know. I shall go back and look. I'm not sure if I won it or not. I've definitely won more matches in that than I've lost. I'm not 100%. Anything else new, Jason? Or
I was double checking. I did play the Call of Duty Alpha this
The
weekend.
Vanguard Alpha?
Yeah, the Vanguard Alpha on PS5.
is that multiplayer only? I think?
Multiplayer
I
only.
assume, yeah.
Yep. That game looks nice.
Well, now that they've actually officially got a next gen thing under their belt here, because Cold War was not a next gen game.
It looks pretty good. Otherwise, it's Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels the same.
So
I will say the multiplayer, like, this is a step up for the multiplayer visually for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It looks.
But it plays like COD multiplayer.
Yeah. It just has a lot of polish for a multiplayer. Like, even up until this might be the generation where you don't notice that dip in fidelity as you jump into multiplayer.
Oh yeah.
Halo's always been pretty good about that. As I think about Halo
But I
campaigns,
would say that their campaigns have never looked great either. They've never been you've
It's
never
like the
gone
same,
you don't go
right?
to Halo for graphics.
but
Really?
the Call of
No.
Duty, well, I don't
know,
know.
man.
2 and 3, I think, at the time.
4 looked. Wasn't that the last one on 360?
It was
That
the last one on 360, and I think it looked okay.
Didn't
But
that
I guess
look insane?
I don't think of them as graphical powerhouses. Like I just think of them as like slate gray buildings a lot of the time, and Like they have pops of color, but I guess I just don't think of them as being.
I think my memory of 4 was that it wasn't a very good game, but it looked amazing.
I would still say a Gears game looks better.
I would agree
it's
with
been a
that,
while.
but
That's where I guess I'm thinking there's other
Yeah.
games out there that I would go to for
But-
graphics comparison.
So Call of Duty, we're back to World War II. Is that right?
yes,
Okay.
Okay.
it was fine. I'm sure COD people are really excited about it. I just wanted to look at it and see it, and
That's
then
fair.
I quickly downloaded it because it was free.
And I'm pretty sure there is a campaign this year.
is.
I would assume with that trailer.
Okay.
Did you see the trailer?
No, I didn't actually
Yeah,
watch the trailer.
who's
That
the-
trailer is like all cinematics.
Isn't
What's
it?
going on there?
Who's the actor in this one? Is it? I thought there was a major actress I think in this.
Anyway, you should watch that trailer
Okay.
because it looks like I don't know what to make of the campaign, but there's a lot in that cinematic trailer. It's like 2.5 minutes of just CG,
Okay.
and it's nice. It looks really nice. But I don't know what it means for the gameplay of that game. Like, it seems to me that it's going to be pretty heavy on storytelling, and I'm sure you'll shoot your way through your levels. And maybe I'm just not remembering. I don't know. What was last year's Call of Duty? Oh gosh,
Cold War.
Yeah.
There'll be more story than Cold War for sure.
Cold War didn't have much of anything, did it?
Not story wise.
Yeah.
It had the fake Robert Redford.
Yeah, fake Redford. I'm excited about what I saw actually from a campaign perspective. That was the other new thing I played. I was trying to double check my list, but I think that's all of the new stuff I played. I actually played a crap ton of Death's Door this week.
Yeah, I need to get myself into Death's Door. Was kind of waiting until you finished it to kind of get my.
Apparently, I like Zelda games, and I didn't even know it. Like I guess
You're
like
getting Zelda vibes out of it?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Well, that makes me more interested because when I looked at the gameplay, I thought it was more like, what are some of the other like the top-down 2D like hack
Thinking
and
about
slash?
Hades?
Like kind of like a Hades or.
Less combat focused than Hades.
Oh, okay.
Hades is definitely more of a skill thing than this is. This is like 50-50 exploration, some puzzle solving, and the combat is important, but it's more about go get this thing, upgrade your abilities, unlock new abilities, pick and choose weapons and spells that you want to cast or distant weapons. The story's pretty interesting.
Okay.
I really like Death's Door a lot.
I'm going to add that to my list then. I had a different impression of that altogether.
It's very much like a Zelda game.
Okay.
Those not the
like Link to the Past.
Yes,
Yep.
exactly. Yeah, but with a different view and art style, which I don't know. This is kind of new for me. Like the fact that I'm enjoying this game is surprising to me because I have bounced off games like Death's Door before, for sure. Maybe it's just the setting, the story.
I think the setting was cool for sure. Yeah.
I think it's the art style and the setting. Like the music also is really great. The music's so good. It's just got it's got a thing going on. And I really like because I'm old, I've been playing video games forever.
Mm-hmm.
And Death's Door is really unique. And there's some stuff there that I'm like, I don't know if I've seen this done this way before. Like, it's the subject matter. You're the frickin' Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
You're a crow.
Yeah.
You're harvesting souls. So it's kind of a Souls game, too, for you.
Okay.
And yet, everything is really pleasant.
Everything's happy down there. It's a happy world.
Yeah, it's like the happy trip to hell. And everyone's an animal.
Sure.
So, I don't know. Kind of the Spiritfarer thing in a way.
Okay.
But with, isometric combat.
You know what's interesting is that I get caught up on one thing and then all of a sudden the other thing explodes. Like I finally got caught up on all TV I've been watching. And now I have like a million video games I need to play.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
That was it for me. That's all the stuff that I played this week.
I also played a dungeon crawler. I played the boyfriend dungeon
Oh,
crawler.
did you? What is that even about?
I
don't
actually
know.
installed that, and I'm like, why did I install this? I'm not playing this.
I have been enjoying this way too much.
Of course.
It's a dating sim that's also a hack and slash dungeon crawler. So,
Do
but
you date the boys?
no, you can date whatever you want.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Boys, girls, you name it. But what you do is you take your partner with you in the dungeon. Your partner is actually a weapon. So when you take them to the dungeon, they change forms and they become either a katana blade, a dagger, like a lightsaber. Yeah. So like the guy who's like a super player, like he's all into dancing at the clubs. He's a katana guy. The art chick is a dagger. The guy that's in the Korean, the K-pop band is the lightsaber. Yeah, it's like the main guy that like the I shouldn't say the main guy, but he's like the I don't know what you would call it. You don't date him at all, but he's like the training guy. He has like the rapier, like sword kind of thing. Not rapier, rapier sword.
He's a rapier guy.
He's a rapier guy. No, that's actually
He's just
the
a
first
little
guy.
bit rapier.
Which are you looking this up at all?
I was looking at the Metacritic on it.
So, if you do happen to see the art for it, the like the guy that they show at the who's like he's got the long flowing hair, he looks like an animated version of Edge from wrestling. Like a little too much like him that maybe there should be a lawsuit. Like it's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, this game, like you like go back to your apartment, you get on your phone, you have chats with these people, you decide to meet up for them with dates, and then you're like, hey, you want to go to the Dunge later?
The Dunge?
They call it the Dunge. So yeah, you level up by dating them, and like so it levels up their sword or whatever it is, and then you level up that way, and then you go into the Dunge and you can level it up a little bit more in the Dunge, and like you're just trying to get to the bottom of everything, and you go to the mall is the dungeon, and you're just you're fighting through multiple levels of the mall.
So are you enjoying the story part or the combat part or both?
I think both.
Okay.
Like I find myself keep going back to this, and I'm going, why am I still playing this? But yet I kind of like it. I kind of want to see where it goes. Like I've never played I've never played a dating sim or anything ever before either. So all of this is kind of weird. The premise is that you've never dated before in your life, and you're going to live with your cousin for the summer, and your cousin's trying to like essentially get you into dating people and like date a bunch of people. So I'm at the 4th of July. So that tells you where I am.
Yeah, that completely tells you where.
Well, I mean, from there for the summer, I'm through a third of the game, right?
It's like he's talking about a Persona game all of a sudden, and
Yeah,
I don't really know what's going on.
I guess that's what I assume, is that if I made it to the 4th of July, I'm at least midway or a third through, depending on how they're treating the summer.
This is a roguelite?
Roguelite. I would call it more run-based than because you're still leveling up. Like every time you go in the dungeon, you're...
The Dunge.
The Dunge.
Every time you go into the Dunge, like, and you can, because the thing is like if I make it to level 7, the next time I go back, I can start at level 7. I don't have to go back to 1. So that's why I would say it's not a roguelite, because that would be like you start from the beginning. Like this is like every time you can go on another run and you can start from where you died. So it's a little bit different.
So okay, got it. Yeah, not as punishing, and you continue to progress narratively. Am I understanding?
You're progressing narratively, and you're progressing with your levels. So like I'm like a level 14 or whatever, and you level up each of your weapons. So every time you change floors, you can change weapons too. So like, I don't want to have the dagger anymore. I want to.
You can change boyfriends.
You can change boyfriends or partners, because they say there's yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why they say it's boyfriend dungeon, but yeah, I don't know if they've really. I think I am. I think you only are a girl. I don't think you have the option of being a boy. I don't remember now, but like I think my character is only a girl.
Okay. Well, let's check back in if you actually complete that or whatever, then
Yeah.
I will be curious to know.
It's weird, that's for sure. But then I also spent my afternoon today playing Pokemon Unite.
I told you.
I think I am curious to hear your thoughts,
Mhm.
but I think for the time being anyway, I am going to take a break from that game because I think it's balanced terribly right now.
I think I'm done with it as well. I think I probably played somewhere between 5 and 8 games today. I lost track. They're all 10-minute rounds or whatever. I'd won every game up until the last one, so I was feeling pretty good about myself. But that last game, like, it has the levels next to everybody. I was playing against like 55s, 40s, and I think I'm a level 4.
Wait, what do you mean it has levels by people?
Doesn't it say like does it have like numbers beside them?
No.
Hmm.
Because that's one of my frustrations is you have no idea. Well, okay, so you can tell in the top corner of their portrait, whatever color that is corresponds to what rank they are. But that's the only indication.
I was playing with people today that had like numbers at the end of their health bar. Is that
That's how many Pokeballs they currently have in there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, either way, they were really good.
Yeah.
Like they were destroying us, and it seemed like they were already like evolved before I even the first round. I'm like, how the hell are you guys already like?
So my biggest frustration right now is that you can dominate that game for 8.5 minutes, and then it doesn't matter because whoever kills Zapdos wins the game.
Yeah, I had one of those where we were getting dominated the entire game, and then we killed Zapdos, and then I went and dunked about 150 points in a matter of seconds.
Yep.
And we won by like 50. So
Yep.
it was like, yeah.
That's all it comes down to. Like, there's been so many games where like I have won my lane, like absolutely stomped, had the whole goal destroyed at like 2 minutes in. Like the other team is 2 or 3 levels behind, and I'm feeling good about it. And then we get to Zapdos, they somehow take it and win. And it's like, well, then why did I even play the first 8.5 minutes of this game? If it comes down to that last minute and a half every time. Like, I get it. They don't want people to, like, quit. They don't want people to feel like, surrender too early or whatever.
Balance or something, because that's
bad. But it's just like if I'm steamrolling a game, then that's the fun part, right? Like that's the part at the end of the game where you should be dominating because you put in the work early and you got there.
Right, or have it be. I mean, matchmaking should be to the point where it's balanced matchmaking as well.
Yeah, that's the other thing is you don't play against. So it's beginner, great, expert, veteran. There's one ultra and then master. And you can play with people plus or minus 2 levels from you.
That's a lot.
Right. So if you are in expert, you can play with basically anybody that's playing. So you might get people that have played for the first time today. You might get people that are really, really good at the game. And you just don't know.
Weird.
Yep.
Yeah, it seemed like I kept playing it, but I also felt like I get why you make it this way, but it felt really shallow, like the amount of stuff that I can do. Like it was just kind of like...
It does get deeper, like as you try to get better and better. Like there is stuff I could tell you that would make you better at the game instantly, but at the same time, it's like... I don't know. It just having those games just come down to like, oh, you took Zapdos, so now there's literally nothing I can do. You're just gonna win, even though I'm.
Yeah, because it's like everybody also becomes super powerful after you defeat Zapdos, and then you get this massive multiplier. Like, and
your cooldown timer on your respawn is tied to like how well you've been doing. So if you're on like a 6 or 7 kill streak and you die, you're gonna have a 50-second respawn timer.
I had that.
Which is just like,
I was like,
okay,
what?
Well, why did I dominate this whole game just to be penalized like this? I'm literally sitting out for 1/10 of the game.
Okay, I didn't realize that was what that was. I was like, why all of a sudden is this taking me so long to respawn? And it was like, oh, I had a good round.
I think that game could be really, really good. I just the way it is right now, they have a lot of tinkering to do with it.
Well, it's also going to come out on mobile at some point here too. And I think that'll change things a lot.
Yeah,
I would consider playing that more on mobile than I would Switch.
Yeah.
it already runs like a mobile game. It chugs half the damn
Well,
time.
did you set? Okay, if you're playing in docked mode, you can change it to 60 FPS.
It was saying it said 59 for
Okay.
the most part. Like it would that in the top it was
For whatever reason, the default option is set to limit it at 30, which I don't get.
and
But
yeah, there'd just be times I was like walking along and it wasn't like I was in a speed like lowered area. Like I'd come out and it'd just be like like why is this chugging right now? Like it was just annoying. I was like it needs a sprint button or something too, like a sprint cooldown button even or
yeah. I mean, I played a ton of that game, and I think it's like really close to being good, but it's just getting frustrating now because everybody knows exactly what to do to win. So
yeah, interesting. Yeah, I don't know if I'll let you tell me when to pick that back up.
yeah,
Maybe, because otherwise I'm not seeing myself going back to it. Yeah, unless it comes out on mobile.
I'll
too.
probably check back in, once or twice a week or something. But
Okay.
there's so many other games out right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of other stuff. I got dungeons to take my boyfriend to,
Right.
and like I mean,
Well, and so let's see if you guys have even heard of this. I just ordered it. I have not played it yet, but there's a game called Tormented Souls. Have you even heard of this?
not heard of it.
Apparently, it's a modern take on the classic Resident Evil games, and it has pretty good reviews.
Hold on. It's called
Tormented Soul.
Tormented Souls?
Yeah, so it's like fixed camera angles, limited ammo, like that kind of game, but with modern graphics. So I went ahead and ordered that. It's on PS5, so I ordered the disc copy.
Wow. I don't know what this is. Fixed camera angles, I see here.
It's
Oh,
like
it
supposed
released
to be-
Friday.
It's supposed to be like Resident Evil, Silent Hill. Some people were saying Clock Tower, like those kind of games. But
It's Metacritic at a 79.
which is actually pretty decent,
That's not too bad.
right?
I am excited to hear more about this.
Yeah.
That's my cue.
And you're getting a physical copy of this, right?
Yeah. hmm So if it's
All
good,
right.
then you can just play it.
Thank you.
I just added it to my gameplay queue. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear more about this.
There's that. I also just picked up No More Heroes 3, which just came out, and I haven't even opened it out of the shrink wrap
did that?
yet.
Friday?
Friday.
Friday, yeah. How's that doing critically? No More Heroes
Okay.
3? Yeah. Okay.
I've heard that that it kind of chugs in the open world, which I think is dragging it
Okay.
down.
Yeah.
That's a Switch for you. though.
Well, the Switch. Gosh. What a vexing thing.
And then I only ever did play like an hour of Axiom Verge 2. Like there's so many things that all came out at the same time now.
I was curious if you played any more Axiom Verge. No?
No, I haven't.
Interesting, yeah. Anything else you guys are running around still with? Like I've got, still playing the Ascent. here
How's
and
that
there.
going?
I have no idea what's going on in the story. I just like being in that world. I like the music. I like the aesthetics of it, but I'm not a huge fan of the gameplay nor the story, but I just want to run around and see cool neon shit and listen to the, cyberpunk music. So
Fair enough.
I wish I had more time to, where I could play a bad game this year. And not bad, but, mediocre, I guess. Because that game's not great, but
no,
I would play it if there wasn't other stuff to play.
Yeah,
If it was the only thing out, but
Yeah.
Game Pass is so robust lately, and there are other options. I don't know. I wish there was a world where I could see myself finishing that game, but I don't.
I
just don't
think
see
I
it.
might be if other stuff's starting to come out here. I'm finding I'd rather, if I'm going to spend 20 minutes or 30 minutes with a game at this point, I think I'd rather just fire up 3 games of split games
Right.
than play the Ascent or
Sure.
play some more Boyfriend Dungeon.
That is one thing that I think Jason and I are in the same boat on, but you are different, and I admire this about you. Is when you look at a game to try out, you're like, I'll play that for an hour or two, whatever, and if I don't like it, I'll throw it away. Jason and I are like, how long is this to beat? I don't have 30 hours, so I'm not even gonna try it.
I'll give something a shot, knowing that I'm just
Yeah.
no,
And I wish my mind worked more like that.
That's how I did Persona 5 Strikers. I was just like, this isn't for me. Like,
Yep.
but yeah, you still playing that? Where are you there?
I haven't played that, but I will I'm probably going to prioritize finishing that this year because
Yeah.
I do like it enough that I want to finish
I was
it.
gonna say, I was like, I don't think we've got a really hot fall here, so you might be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to prioritize like Cyber Shadow, the Ascent. I think I'm done with Outriders.
Oh, I'm well beyond done with Outriders.
I will finish Death's Door. I really like Death's Door. Like I'm in that like priority. There's a couple other games I want to play, but
Deathloop's coming soon too.
I was just looking at this calendar.
That's
and
September.
Like,
Yeah, I think it's like next week.
you say that there's not a lot coming this fall, but there kind of is.
Really? Like, I feel like there's still not like a lot left. I guess I'm thinking.
Can I finish your comment that makes us similar in that
Yeah.
way? I think that I'm willing. I have a little bit of his perspective in the fact that I will boot it up and I will try it, but I dread not finishing it.
Yeah.
Is my issue
Yeah.
where he's like, what like Persona 5 Striker? I can't imagine that thought.
Of like playing
Like-
6-7 hours of it and being like, man,
I can't. Like I
Right.
can't. I love the Phantom Thieves too much to even think about not finishing that.
Yep.
I would much sooner die than not finish that game. I don't. Maybe that's it for you,
Well,
but
I
that's
think-
it for me.
yeah,
is
it's-
why did I even turn on the Ascent? Because I can't finish it, and that sucks.
I think the difference between us is you push through that mindset to try something, and I don't. I'm just like I'm not touching that because it's long. And I
so
don't
we're
have
all
time.
somewhere
Yeah.
on that compendium a
Yeah.
little bit. I may find myself in the most miserable position, though. I think out of at least wise you're not exposed to it, and like you're okay with it. And I start something, don't finish it, and I hate myself.
Yeah.
See, I think part of the thing with why I couldn't do Persona 5 was, I think it was just I knew I was gonna sit and stew on it for so long that I just was like, I'm not doing that again. Like because here you are. I mean, when did that game come out? May,
It's like February.
March. It's been
March.
5-6 months. I don't think I could be playing a game for 5 or 6 months. I think a game like that for sure. Like I think I'd have lost track of what I was doing. Like I don't know.
Oh, it's easy.
Yeah,
It's just
Yeah,
a
you
Phantom
put it on
Thieves.
easy and you mash it square.
Right. No, yeah, and it's like, oh yeah, and then you just watch them talk to each other for an hour, and
that's
it's
true.
awesome.
They're just always going to get ramen somewhere.
Right. I
that's-
mean, it's still about those characters that you love from that game. So, it's I could probably play that game not for years and still be able to play it. And other games are not like that, but that game's not complex enough to put yourself in the situation like what we were talking about earlier. Like it's not Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
Like it's just different. Maybe on a harder difficulty, but that's not why you go to that game. So.
yeah.
Any other games?
Nothing else I've probably been doing that with. What about transition over to TV here? Anybody watch anything new since last we talked? It's been 2 weeks here. I don't remember.
I watched the Malice at the Palace doc.
Yeah, I watched that too. That was solid. First half hour was a little boring, but
It's pretty good though.
after that it got real good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You should watch that. If you haven't watched it. It's
Yeah.
good.
I'll add that to the list.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it's maybe I think it's like 70 minutes too. It's not even that long.
Yeah,
but like
it's
as I
easy
say,
to
I
get
think
through.
the first half hour was like it was
Is
like
this
the
an
Jermaine
NBA
O'Neal.
TV thing?
No, it was on Netflix.
Netflix. Okay.
Their Untold
Mhm.
docuseries, which is mostly around sports stuff.
Mhm.
I really liked it a lot.
Mhm.
But I think that's the only new thing that I watched.
I can't remember. Did we talk Reservation Dogs last time?
You guys have talked about it
Yeah,
before.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember if we talked about it last time.
I like that show. I think it's pretty solid. I don't think I'm at the level you are with
I
it.
like that show a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in on it. I don't know why. It's my Betty. I mean, I'm just gonna let it be. I mean, it's Betty's not for me, but this is my Betty.
Speaking of which, pour one out for Betty.
Mm-hmm.
It's over.
It's over. Did
Yep.
it end? I mean, it ended, and
Yeah, I mean,
you guys haven't really talked about it. So
I think overall I would say like I don't know if season 2 was quite at the level season 1 was. I don't know. You might disagree with me there.
I have only watched 3 episodes of the second season. So
I still think it's super high quality TV.
yeah, I mean, as far as production and the acting and the music, all of that is still just absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
It just conveys a time in these people's lives that is just like.
But I can see the similarity that you bring up here with Reservation Dogs. I almost said Reservoir Dogs.
It's there's a
Hard not to.
It's hard. Yeah, I mean that's what it is. I mean it's a coming of age story about 4 kids, but it's a different setting.
Yeah.
What network is that on? That's an AMC thing?
No, it is FX on Hulu only.
It's yeah, I knew it was like a service.
So
it's so weird.
It's such a weird thing, yeah, because it's not on FX proper, but so it's on Hulu. It's weird, but I don't know. I finished Schmigadoon.
How'd that go?
Don't watch Schmigadoon.
Fair enough.
It's very generic, very predictable, and just ultimately like it's a musical that's not even that good.
I've heard like I'm not really into musicals at all, but I've heard even people that are kind of lukewarm on this.
I mean, I like musicals, and I thought this was pretty weak. They brought the cast, that's for sure, but it just wasn't great.
Yeah.
So, and the weird thing is they left it open for a second season, which just don't. Yeah, so I also watched Allen versus Pharaoh. Have you guys watched that?
No.
That's the Woody Allen, Ronan, Mia Farrow, Dylan Farrow, all the Farrow family.
There was some
story.
controversy about that, and I can't remember what it was.
Is that HBO?
It's HBO, yeah. I mean, it's just disturbing from a abuse standpoint.
I want to say somebody that it was like slanted towards Woody Allen.
No, it's the other way around.
No, but I mean like it should have even gone further than it did. Something like there was a lot of controversy about that. It was it had some bias to it, and I don't remember what the whole story was now.
The way it ends is very much just the guy's a piece of shit. I mean, that's just like I wouldn't say that there. I mean, there's some people here and there that are defenders, but for the most part, the defenders that they talked to even kind of came around by the time that the production was over with. So if there was,
maybe that was some early criticism.
Maybe because there's 3-4 episodes of it. I think 3 or 4 hours. That's what it is. It's definitely. I would say it's definitely leaning toward the Pharaoh end of everything. I mean, ultimately, it's still I'm not saying unsolved case, but he's not been prosecuted for anything. So, I mean, he's kind of in the court of public opinion at this point in time. But it's interesting. Do I recommend it? If you're bored. I wouldn't be like, yeah, you guys got to go out and watch this. This is crazy. Like, if you're into Woody Allen and into weird, creepy, like, I married my adopted daughter, sure. You can do that.
Yeah.
It's just gross.
That's what HBO does with those docs.
Like, just gross.
Yeah, just the harsh reality of life and the grossness, you know? Like, oh, God.
Like, I mean, I always knew the jokes of, like, oh, yeah, Woody Allen and Soon Yi. Like, what a weird story. It's like, no, that's, like, when they really break it down, like, this is really, like, knowing the whole story behind everything is just disgusting.
I'll do some quick...
Rapid fire. Caleb, rapid fire. I watched this on Sundance. I watched this on IFC Plus.
I'm looking back to my list here. I watched a ton of TV. I finished Atypical.
Okay.
Is that how'd that finish up?
I think that series probably peaks in season 2, but it's still high quality TV.
4 seasons?
Yeah, there's 4 seasons total, 10 episodes per season. So not a huge investment, but I think it's really high quality, especially for sometimes Netflix gets a little bit on the budgety side.
Sure.
This is not that. This is good Netflix. We got good Netflix.
Yeah.
What else? Heels.
Oh yeah, I still haven't started that.
Yeah,
How's-
it's actually really good.
okay.
This
yeah.
is on Stars, and it's a
Yeah,
high
Stars.
quality TV show, which is not a sentence I thought I would.
Wasn't there?
be
There was
saying.
one show on Stars you guys liked for one season, right? What was
American
that? American
Gods.
Gods. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was good for the first season. And then it
Show
was-
it's a special snowflake, that show.
No, I think you guys would actually really like Heels.
I probably would.
Yeah,
Yeah. Over dramatic wrestling, sure.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
in on that.
yeah. They do like it is catered towards a non-wrestling audience, so they do go out of their way to explain what the term heel means and what the term face means, like stuff
Sure.
like that.
Yeah.
So it might get a little bit almost cringy at times when you're like, I know what all of this stuff. You don't have to.
Don't have to go into
right,
detail.
but they
yeah.
have to because they know people are going to be watching this that don't know
Right.
wrestling.
Mhm.
So, American Dad, I think, had one of my favorite episodes in a long time.
Which one? Because there's been a few.
The one where they go to the buffet.
Oh my god,
Damn, I haven't seen that one.
dude.
Okay.
That one. It's one of those.
Don't say anything else about it.
I might drop
plot-wise.
I might drop everything and watch that like tonight.
So every season has one of those shows where it's like a concept episode, for the most part. This is a concept episode. Like it's.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Just the idea of it being about them going to a buffet is just that's so great.
Yeah.
Gosh. I love that show.
That's what I was like. I didn't know which episode you were talking about because I feel like there's been some real bangers recently, so that's why I was like, I don't know which one.
That one especially. I was laughing from minute 0 to all the way to the end.
Because yeah, I liked the other one, the one with where they went back in time and Stan and Francine.
Oh
met
yeah,
the
that
other
one was okay.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for time.
Yeah.
For time gimmicks. Though. We've
We've
been
talked
there.
about
We've
those.
been there.
Yep.
Yeah, I was trying to remember which other one. Yeah, because it's called Family Time, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
The episode.
The episode is called Family Time.
Okay.
And I would say, yeah, the last few weeks have been pretty solid.
Yeah.
Plot heavy was also very good.
Yeah.
So yeah, Family Time's the newest of the new.
You should, if you're gonna watch one, watch that one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The other two started back up again.
I know. I haven't
Oh,
watched it
that's
yet.
on Max, right?
Yeah,
HBO
that's a
Max.
Max thing now. Did you
Yep.
watch the first episode?
They're doing 2 at a time.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I might try to at least watch the first couple of that tonight then.
Yep. There's only 2 out right now.
Right.
And then I think they're out on Thursdays.
Yeah, Max
Uh,
is weird. They're out on Thursdays. I think, yeah, everybody's kind of doing something different these
Yeah.
days.
But the first 2 episodes are really good. I think some people wanted them to go more onto the emotional, dramatic side of all of this, and that's not what this is. It is more of season 1.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Like, I like
so
the
I think there's a
silly
lot of
season one.
disappointed people out there because it does open the door to some of the like family issue, like
Mhm.
that kind of stuff. But it goes back to being what it was before.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason that show's good. Like, don't mess with a good thing.
Yeah.
What's HBO's Sunday night show right now? Have they not replaced?
The White Lotus.
Well, yeah, that's over
yeah.
there.
What's tonight?
I have no idea.
I don't feel like they have a premiere tonight, which is weird. Succession's in October.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, it is.
Oh
Oh,
my
yeah.
god.
Yeah.
Just give it all the Emmys right now.
I know, right?
I don't need to see a
Yeah.
single second of it. We're about to watch like the thing that happened with like the revered show, The Sopranos, Breaking Bad. We're about to watch like the apex. You watch the Metacritic on that show is going to be like a 99. Just
It could
watch
be.
like where we've developed all these characters to the point where it's just at the absolute peak.
Mm.
And I bet like people are just going to lose their minds over the 3rd season.
I hope you're right.
It may not even be the best season, but it will have such a dedicated, slobbering, salivating fan base,
There's-
including critics, that it will. I bet this they're just gonna
Well, I
throw
think that's
awards
the thing
at
with this whole
season.
pandemic thing. It's like everybody's like, "Well, what should I watch? What should I watch?" And everybody's finally gotten caught up to that. Hey, that Succession show. It took me a year
Yeah.
after. If you watch, I'm like, really a show about a family business. I was like, this sounds stupid.
We
like-
did it so dirty.
And then it's just fuck off.
It's so good. Thanks for the chicken. Look, Just talking my potato salad.
So I talked a little bit, I think that was last time, about Brooklyn Nine-Nine and
Yeah.
how I liked the way that they were going. They did not continue that path,
man.
and they went back to slapstick comedy,
Oh.
which makes it a little bit odd to me because it's
Went
like
heavy.
they could have gone either direction with it, and they split it down the middle, which is very disappointing to me. These are good episodes, and I'm sure in 5-10 years when people go back and start watching this show again, they're going to like them. But right now, in contrast to like what's going on in the world, it's a little strange.
Got it.
And then I think the last thing I have to say, Ted Lasso this week. Did you guys watch this?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't watch. I'm not caught up.
Okay.
I'm like, I just
Yeah, I
finished the
did.
Christmas episode.
I was very emotional at the end of that episode. That's all I'll say.
Really?
Yeah. It got me.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's something going on. So,
Well, I know, but I don't know what.
yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, I think
But
I think I know. But
the acting in that show is based on the performances of the people. I'm not even going to say who it is, but based on the performances of the actors that we've had in the past. You either have, it's basically Jason Sudeikis, or you have a bunch of people that really aren't in anything, right?
right, yeah.
But they're all ridiculously good actors. It just amazes me they found so many people that can act at such a high level on this show that you've never heard of before.
yeah,
And
I
then-
love Roy Kent.
Yeah.
I'm glad they put a lot of focus on Roy Kent this season.
Yeah. Well, did you know that that the guy that plays Roy Kent is one of the writers on the show,
No,
and he was not originally cast to play that. And the more that he started writing and putting this on paper, he was like, "I think I'm Roy Kent," and then they cast him. Yeah,
he's like, I am a miserable bastard. I am Roy Kent.
yeah. He's like, the more I think about it, the more I'm just writing myself. So I think I just need to play this, and that's what ended up happening, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is. Okay, yeah, because if you've watched the Christmas episode, there's 2 episodes that you're down then. Because yeah, I forgot of what happened. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you're 2 episodes behind then.
Yeah.
We're going to my dumbass posh neighborhood, and if there's not a fucking dentist in the first 10 houses, you're gonna get £1,000 each. Are you a dentist? No. Merry Christmas.
It's so dumb.
The last house. We're gonna get £1,000. Are you a dentist? Yes. Right. Go in.
It was weird watching a Christmas episode in the middle of the summer.
It was.
But I think this is
Oh,
this is
so
a Christmas
good.
episode that's going to hold up. Like, we could watch this at Christmas every year. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a
That's
great
great.
episode. Yeah, because it really has no ties to the story.
yeah.
Like it is a
It is.
one-off.
It does, but not
very little.
Yeah.
But like you can treat it like, oh, this is a one-off sitcom episode. Like where
Yeah,
everything
if
else
there's
has
characters
a story.
that come and go as the show progresses, like, well, when Sam was on the show or whatever,
Yeah.
like they'll, that may not last, but otherwise that is like set to be a timeless episode, and that's what makes it so great.
Yep.
Yeah,
Show's fantastic, so good.
it really is. Yeah. Are we ready to dive into it then? Are we ready to talk White Lotus?
Oh, we haven't done that yet.
No, I was waiting until the end. I just figured it was.
I think it's a good way to finish up.
Are you? Did you finish it?
I did.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I did finish it.
All right. Where are
I
we?
binged it.
Oh yeah, that's right. You binged.
I waited. I knew the last
Um,
episode was airing, and then it just plowed right through.
Should we just say spoilers from now on since we're
Sure.
going to
Sure.
end this way?
Sure,
So,
White Lotus spoilers
White
coming
Lotus
at you.
spoilers. Did who you thought was going to end up dying? Was that who you thought was going to die at the end? Like if
I
you,
never played that game.
I didn't either.
Sorry.
Oh, really?
I wasn't
So
playing
I guess
the game.
I started with that like at the beginning because the husband guy was like,
I knew that it wasn't her, but that was the only thing I was really confident
Right.
about.
I knew it wasn't her either, but I was just like, who's it going to
Well,
be?
I think
Yeah.
the way that in my head, I didn't want to guess because as you're watching the show, you're trying to like, oh, this storyline could lead to a death. Oh, well, what if
Right.
what if she ODs on the drugs, or
Right.
what if this, like,
so many
what
things.
if they go out to scuba dive and something goes wrong and that's who died? Like every single thread was like set up for it. So
Yeah, and then like the things that happened, I was like, oh, because I thought that it was going to end up being the dad of the rich family. That's who I thought was going to end up dying, because after he
Steve
like,
Zahn's character.
yeah, Steve Zahn, because I was like, oh, he's all thrilled that he doesn't have ball cancer now, that like he's gonna like live his life and be great, and then he's gonna like have some tragic death. And I thought it was gonna be when they went to steal the bracelets, like it was gonna be a fluke of a thing, and he was gonna end up dying there. But I was like, that's way too early, because that was like episode 4. But that was my go-to, and I lost that one. But
I love TV, movies, etc., where it is a very limited amount of locations. And this show did that. It got me for that. Like, there are very few places that this show was shot, so I felt like the hotel itself was another character on the show.
oh yeah.
So I really appreciated that.
So this time next week, I will be 15 minutes away from this hotel. I've already looked it up. It's the Four Seasons on Maui,
Nice.
on Wailea Beach. I really want to take a field trip there. I don't know if I will or not, but like I just really want to go take a quick field trip and walk around.
I told him that only if Armand is there,
Yeah.
and then he can go.
Yeah.
Well, Armand can't be there now. That's the sad part.
So that's
I've
true.
never seen that guy in anything, and he's fantastic.
Mhm.
He was born to be Armand. Like that was.
Everybody's favorite character on that show.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, Armand's
Too good.
His final dinner, that thing was incredible.
Too good.
Then he just comes back and he's
nailed
like,
dinner.
Yep.
He sits out. He's so jacked about it. Like, what do you? He's literally like, he's lost everything, doesn't care, and yet for some reason in his head he has to
gotta
nail
nail
dinner.
dinner.
And he's got like the soundtrack in his head. He's high out of his mind, and he just sits down and he's so happy he did his job so well.
Yeah.
It was his swan song. Like
It
it was
was.
just
It was
his. This is my last opportunity, so I have to make it the best one.
Man,
And-
where he tries to like it's like the last 3 dinners where he's just romancing Steve Zahn's character and like giving him shoulder rubs, and
yeah.
so great. What's it like to be fucked in the ass? Do you want to find out? I gotta go. And then after that, he's infatuated with him. He's the best. The character's the best. Everything about him.
Yeah, every character on that show was so like absurd.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
It is stupid. Yeah.
But it worked. Like you could point to any one of those characters and be like, "This is a stupid character." 'cause
They were a
blah, blah, blah,
caricature
blah.
of themselves.
Yeah.
Like it was like,
Yeah.
what if this person was just that? Like, hey, let's just make this person ridiculous, and that's exactly.
I
what
want to
they did.
remain positive, but that is every character is turned up to 11, and I think it works for some of them, and I don't think it works for
Really? Okay.
others. Yeah, but that's just me being nitpicky. Like, I don't need all of them at 11, and they are all at 11. Every
yeah.
last one of them is at
Every one of
11.
them's at 11.
Yeah, even characters that don't matter are like, nope, this is our show.
Yeah,
Like, I guess at least they were all that way, because then otherwise you'd say, well, that character was useless or whatever, because it was just they weren't.
They don't fit into all these wacky
I
scenarios.
mean, even the wacky pregnant lady at the beginning who started her first day as.
yeah. So I mean, that was like in retrospect, that was way out of place.
Because you never hear.
Maybe she got
from-
written off.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about, but I think it was a good red herring though, in
Oh,
that
yeah.
way, because we all thought that was going to be an important part of the plot, and then it just wasn't at all.
5 hours later, you're like, whatever happened to the pregnant lady? Because they never even brought her. Like, was she in like a supercut of the people like waiting on the beach for the next group of people to show
Yeah,
up?
she was.
She was.
Yep.
Okay, so maybe that was like, I never thought about looking for that, but yeah, I guess that would be the only spot for her. Because yeah, it was just kind of like, all right, well, that's batch of people's gone. Here's the new batch of people that are coming in. Like it's.
One of the weirdest things about this is that it got a season 2.
It has a season 2?
Yeah.
How?
New hotel, new characters.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's an anthology.
Yeah.
Sure.
But at first that surprised me, just like it did you. Like,
How
what would they even do?
But it's a new hotel?
Yeah.
It must be
So this is like the White Lotus chain.
Yeah, it's
got to be a chain of
Yeah.
hotels.
Got
then,
it.
which,
Okay.
I mean, they'll just find some other wacky hotel. Like the Four
Which makes
Seasons is
sense
a
because
wacky
Armand
hotel.
had his boss would obviously be over the chain, right?
Right. Yeah, because
Yeah.
he was in another place or something. Yeah, that he would be. Huh.
I gotta know something important before we adjourn.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Actual Dookie or fake Dookie?
I mean, I don't think they would have actual dookied in there. Like that would have been. I mean, it was hilarious to watch it plop in there. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was in tears laughing at that because I'm 5 and think that's hilarious. But
If it was actual, that is insanely impressive that you can just do that on command in front of a camera.
I mean, if it just wake me up in the morning, give me a coffee, and I'm right there with them. I mean, it would not be an issue.
It was pretty lifelike. I think it was actual Dookie.
It could have been
Yeah, I think it was. I think that was that character or that actor committing.
method acting.
I'm pretty sure it was real. Entirely scarily natural. If it wasn't like somebody really took the time to think of the mechanics of a human poo and how it moves around as it ejects from your body. It's really, it is. I only saw the shot once. I swear to God, I didn't rewind it, but I was like, if it was fake, if they faked that poo, someone really researched what a profile poo would look like coming out of somebody's body, like a silhouetted poo.
It's like when you're playing a video game and like there's an animal on the screen and they have a butthole, and it's like somebody actually had to like study the anatomy of that animal and
Make sure they
render that
animated it.
butthole.
Yeah.
Like, they could have easily just like gone to like the profile shot and then a shot of his face grunting and
Yeah.
then like shown it in the thing. No, that was great.
The way that feces exits that man's body is, if someone did figure out a way to engineer that, they have researched a bowel movement really well, because it doesn't just fly out, it traverses his bunghole before it leaves. It is, if it was fake, I'm impressed. I don't think he faked. I think it
maybe he
was.
did.
I think it was real poo.
But,
Yep.
you know,
I
we'll
think
have
it
to
was real
research
poo.
that and find out. We'll
Real
have to see
poo.
if that was a real poo or not. Oh gosh.
That's it for me.
That's it.
The show's phenomenal, and
I think it's great too. Yeah.
it absolutely going to be on my personal list at the end of the year.
Yeah, I think I don't see much beating that, or not beating that for like a number 1, but like
You just jogged my memory, Caleb. I finished Castlevania. It's really good.
Okay.
Really good animated thing. The action in that show's pretty top notch.
Oh, I forgot. I watched one episode of something else too. Speaking of animated series on Netflix, I watched one of the 2 new He-Man series that are on.
Oh, there's 2. There's the
Yeah.
Kevin Smith one.
Yeah,
and then what
there's
else is there?
One that's called Masters of the Universe something, and that's the first one I watched. The next one comes out later, I think in September. The first like 20 minutes of that show were pretty generically bad, and then the last 10 minutes, it was kind of like Invincible. Yeah, where it was just like all of a sudden it was like, whoa, wait! All of a sudden this thing kind of turned on its head. But yet I haven't watched another episode of it, so I'm not really sure. I saw like the preview for the next episode, and I was like, this looks terrible now. Like, why is this even a thing? But boy, there was like a 10-minute section there where things were really good for a little bit. But I mean, you probably know a little bit of He-Man, but Caleb, this is that thing where they're like, if you're 2 or 3 years younger than somebody, like you miss an animated show that no one ever understands. It's like Voltron for me. Love Voltron, but you probably are like, I don't know what the hell
Right.
Voltron is.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I know what it is, but like,
right, but
I
like,
never watched.
I mean, there's
it.
shows that like my kids watched, like my oldest watched, and then like my youngest is like, I don't even know what that is. Like, we never watched that. Like, I don't know what she's like. I don't know what Sophia the First is, and I barely know what Doc McStuffins is. But I mean, that's just it is weird how like a small gap in time just changes everything. But
Yep.
anywho, all right. Well, this has been the Master of Unlocking podcast for this week. We'll see you in a couple
We'll
weeks.
see you in a small gap of time.
Small gap of time. A small gap of time with maybe this new Wendy's thing.
Yeah.
Let's get some new Wendy's stuff. All right. Later.